Hello, this is Pretty Guardian. You are watching Pretty Nerdy, and today I am very excited to be with my wonderful co host, Derek.
Hey,
Hey, and we are going to be talking about the Deadpool Wolverine movie and playing some fun meme games.
I'm really looking forward to this one. It's been a minute since we've tried to record, but life just kept happening.
And it
Uh,
keeps happening, doesn't it?
and it's frustrating how many historical events I've lived through in the time between episodes.
Oh my gosh, it's been wild, hasn't it?
It's been nutty, and yeah, we almost had an episode recorded last week, but then like, just to give you an example, and I'm apologizing in advance for bringing the mood down a little bit, I had like a loss in my family, so we had to like we had to reschedule that, and like it's been like that ever since our last episode.
Damn. How are you hanging
uh
in there?
Honestly, all things considered, doing pretty good. I'm really excited about things that I have, the irons I have in the fire right now. But there's been a lot of great nerdy things I've been doing. I'm going to show the viewers, but I just picked up the Book of Bill. I'm really excited to dig into that because of, like, as a huge Gravity Falls fan, I don't hide it at all. I'm looking forward to seeing like what secrets are in there. And unfortunately, the overexcited fan base has been kind of spoiling some of the book for me.
Rude.
But yeah, what are you gonna do? It's my own fault for not getting it day one and digesting it hour one, as is the way of the internet. Um, and I've been yeah, that's what I'll say for now. How about you, Pretty Guardian? What have you been up to these days?
Oh my gosh. Well, last weekend I went to see the Deadpool Wolverine movie, and that was kind of the highlight of my weekend. Other
Yeah.
than that, I'm just hanging in here. I've had some like crazy work stuff going on. And honestly, I'm just glad to have this opportunity to be chatting with you again and hanging out.
Yeah, it has been too long, and I'm glad we were able to. I'm glad life put enough on pause for us that we were able to do this. But let's dive into the first half of our topic for today. Holy crap! Deadpool and Wolverine. Initial thoughts right out the gate. What say you?
Initial thoughts right out of the gate. Well, I love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. They are both so charming and entertaining to watch. And overall, I thought it was a really great movie.
Yeah, I was also equally entertained. I My ticket was for a comedy action film in the Ryan Reynolds style. I think we should say this off the top. We're probably gonna go into spoilers, so
Definite spoiler territory here.
if you haven't seen it yet, just take this initial 4 or 5 minutes of us talking about it as it's good, it's worth your money, go see it. It's a blast. You probably have already seen it, but for those who haven't, know that we are going to talk extensively about some of the bigger moments. None the least of which I think is worth talking about more than the desecration of the Logan corpse in
Oh
the
my God.
very
That
beginning.
was funny.
I was trying so hard not to roll in the theater. I was laughing so much in that during the credits.
It was
To
very on brand for Deadpool.
Oh God, it really was though. And the icing on the cake being him like also backup dancing to is that Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? I was alive at the time, so it was force fed into my ears. So I couldn't tell you the difference between the two, but I do know that they were involved in, or one boy band in particular was involved.
What
Like,
surprised you the most about the film?
oh, that's easy. The Fox cameos in the at the midway point of the movie. I was surprised of all people to show up to of it being Wesley Snipes. that was for me, right? And I felt like after the connective tissue that is Ryan Reynolds to Wesley Snipes being Blade Trinity, and that being one of the most infamous Fox films maybe ever made, in terms of all the behind the scenes badness that went on between Snipes
Oh,
and the entire cast.
I didn't know about any of that.
Oh yeah, Patton Oswalt has like this great kind of tell-all sketch about how Wesley Snipes was kind of just coked out of his mind for a majority of it, and would only ever acknowledge being referred to as Blade to help him keep in character,
Oh my God.
and would relay his notes to people via sticky note.
Ew.
Yeah. So like when you combine that with him showing up as Blade one more time, I was like, wow, I'm surprised with all that bad press that Wesley Snipes showed up.
That's a good point.
But it only kind of registered after the fact. But again, yeah. What about you? What was your big surprise?
I mean, my big surprise was definitely those cameos that came in at that midsection. I was not
Yes.
expecting that. The early one with Chris Evans, I that didn't catch me off guard. I feel like I was in the know enough that I was like, okay, I can see that one. But the midsection definitely got me. And I thought like how cool for those characters to have kind of a last hurrah of some kind before
Really,
closing the chapter on them.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that was not what I expected. I would say overall was that this movie would be a love letter to the Fox Marvel movies of the time.
It was definitely.
Um,
Definitely like a standout for me was the big ending. I messaged this to you, but when they included the song Like a Prayer, for me that was very personally touching. I'm a huge Madonna fan, and just kind of looking at her whole catalog of music, I think she has an incredible catalog behind her. And then also kind of her demeanor of like really owning herself as a woman, I think is really amazing. And so that song, she always talks about in interviews, like her favorite song to perform is Like a Prayer because of how epic it becomes when you bring in the choir and everything. And I feel like the people who made this movie understood what worked about that song and then applied it to like a Deadpool setting. It was comedic and upbeat in the right places, and then they made it serious when it needed to be serious. And that whole like collection of scenes I just thought was wonderful.
Absolutely. God, the like I'm not as much into Madonna as you are, but but to say that that choir moment wasn't impactful would be a total blatant lie. It was actually oddly moving, especially towards when they're in the climax when they're about to obliterate one another. It felt very on point, but it was a slow buildup to that moment that I thought was fantastic.
And in that regard, I'd say the pacing of that whole third act was excellent.
Absolutely. I would argue only one point to that, and it did feel like the Deadpool core was kind of shoehorned in for no other reason than yes, we've read the comics. Here's something you might know. Yeah.
I agree, broad level, it didn't really fit, but I don't know. They also, I don't, I still feel like they did a good job with it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like maybe I would have scratched that part in the editing portion, but
Mhm.
like once it's there, to me it worked.
Yeah, it was. I'll say this: like, even though like story wise it doesn't make sense, it was still a fun moment.
Hmm.
As I've attest on this podcast before, I love Deadpool. I've been reading since God, what was my introduction? I think it was Merc with the Mouth.
Hey, I've got the
Um,
video evidence of us where you were talking about the Merc with the mouth run.
there we go. Yeah, it's a like it is part of me. So when when that cameo popped, I was like, ah, I know you, I know you, I know you, and I was over the moon. But like story wise, it was just kind of like after the fact, I was kind of registering, and I was like, wait, why did we even have that moment? It just kind of felt unnecessary. You know who wasn't unnecessary though? Real quick, I want to say that Emma Corwin's Cassandra Nova.
Ooh, that was juicy, wasn't it?
Can we praise her? Can we praise her for like 10 minutes? She was fantastic.
She was sinister and committed to that role.
And she was just as funny as Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman on like their best scene. Like her weird little like quips about wearing Doctor Strange's skin for a week, just kind of like thrown in there very casually, felt on brand for the character, but also like, ew.
Ew.
Yeah, right. But she delivered it in such like a very nonchalant way that like if you're not paying attention to it, you're like, oh wait a minute, that's incredibly fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any negatives to walk away with?
Well, so a couple negatives. I've talked to you about this before. There's like a certain style of filmmaking that has just really started to dominate in this like post-pandemic world, particularly with like Disney made productions where everything is just so clearly done on a soundstage. And for me, it sucks a lot of like the life out of a movie. And there were several scenes in this movie, not several, like there were good chunks of the movie that I just felt like were so phony to look at and did not pull me in. Um, but what kind of allowed it to work still is how charismatic Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are. So even though I feel like that was a detractor, I felt like the movie was still really good overall.
Mine were kind of, I would say, more nitpicks and personal preference than anything. And again, you and I have talked about this, but Marina Baccarin, I'm probably butchering her name. Marina Baccarin, for those who don't know, is maybe still proof that God loves us and a gift to cinema. And I feel like each movie, her character gets less and less screen time. And for a character so pivotal to her, or excuse me, a character so pivotal to Deadpool.
Well, they killed her in the last one.
Right. And I feel like this is an opportunity to give, maybe in the next movie, give her what I think fans have been talking about and speculating about since the beginning for her character. This would be a great opportunity to make her death in the MCU, so that way she and Wade can be together forever.
Ooh.
That'd be a great tie-in. That to say, her story and her connection to Wade made little to no sense. The movie doesn't try to like bridge that gap in a satisfying way, and I was kind of bummed about it. And the fact that it is her made it even more painful for me personally. And my last big gripe is probably that Logan's backstory, when it is finally revealed, feels like kind of a letdown.
I agree with you on that too.
It doesn't feel as deep and dark as the movie seems, or even the character seems to want it to be.
Right. Well, and I do feel like it could have been, but one of the issues is that they were doing that thing where they tell us instead of show us. I feel like they could have expanded on it a little bit, maybe given us some flashbacks or something, but they didn't do any of that. It was just kind of Hugh Jackman half-heartedly describing something. For how much emotional weight it was supposed to have, I don't think they fully delivered on that.
And I feel like there was a missed opportunity, especially with this being such a love letter to the Fox films. They could have just used clips and moments to stitch together a story that from those movies where Logan walks away. And why not? Why didn't we get that? You could have just shown us that as opposed to him just drunkenly telling us what happened. Yes. No. Good. No. I am actually finished.
My last gripe with the movie is that there's just so many plot contrivances that happen in it. I feel
Sure.
like with Deadpool, you're able to break the fourth wall. There's a lot of comedy. I'm willing to let a lot of it go, but it was so much. Like what you were saying with like the Deadpools at the end, they didn't really make sense there. And even how that whole like bit with them got resolved with like Peter Pool showing up and suddenly everyone's like, "Oh, hey, it's Peter." Like, okay. I mean, it kind of removed all the stakes of that whole battle at all. Like it kind of didn't matter. It just came out of nowhere and it ended for no reason, and then we were able to move on to the next thing. And I feel like there's a lot of that in the movie.
I will say the fact that there is a man in a Deadpool suit with a bit of a Buddha belly gives me the opportunity to be Peter Pool at the next Comic-Con. Get in there. I will roll up with fake nipple piercings and everything. Um let's see. Okay. What was your favorite joke that you can actively recall?
Um, so early on during like the birthday party scene where the time variance authority shows up and knocks on the door, and Wade answers and is like trying to like keep them quiet, doesn't want to interrupt his party, but he thinks that they're like strippers slash hookers that are showing up for him, and he's like talking about how he's never been a very good bottom, but like is just like going off about what he wants them to do to him. Meanwhile, they're there to like erase him from the timeline.
Mm.
Absolutely cracked me up.
That was again just Ryan Reynolds riffing, I feel like, and being his absolute best. I do think my favorite gag had to be Wade and his love for Dogpool.
Oh
And just that ugly,
God,
ugly
when the dog
dog.
was licking him in the mouth, I wanted to throw up so bad.
That's dedication to that. Like I have a feeling even Ryan, who probably loves that dog to death, was probably like, I need to wash my mouth out right now. This is too much. And also the added comedy of Hugh Jackman kind of being our periphery and just like looking on in disgust as this keeps happening.
Right.
So, we were initially going to make this kind of like a half and half episode where we were kind of catching up. And then when we had the time, we would go on to cover today, the rest of this topic. Where, hang on, I'm going to set this up. So the idea came from a game night where I played with a group of friends a game called What Do You Meme? Or what the meme or something. I forget exactly what it is. But basically, it's a card game where you respond to prompts with memes in your hand, kind of similar to Cards Against Humanity. And I thought, I pitched this idea to Maggie that maybe we do something a little different and we make a GIF version and we play through Discord. So as you can probably see right now, I have the Discord up on hopefully the video, and I have here several prompts that I'm going to have Pretty Guardian respond to, and then she is also going to send me some prompts that I will respond to, and the goal is basically to make each other laugh as much as possible.
Okay, I love this.
I'm going to start with my first one. I warned you in advance that I made some specifically meant to trigger you, and I apologize in advance if this does that. So my first prompt: hey, what do you think about the all-male Sailor Moon reboot?
No. Okay, so I have complex feelings about that. Um, this is what I'm going to give you.
Oh, okay.
Well, so I go back and forth. So if they were going to reboot Sailor Moon and they did it all men, I would actually be disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
The reasons I would be disappointed is because I feel like the themes of feminine friendship and connection are so critical to what makes Sailor Moon work that it
Right.
wouldn't make sense to redo with men. Period.
Sure. Oh,
However, I love seeing the cosplays of men with like full beards dressed up as Sailor Moon and stuff.
mm,
So if you're into that, rock on.
right on. Okay, not what I expected from you, to be perfectly honest. I was expecting a bit more tilted of the former, where it was like it was aiming for like the femininity aspect, and like I know how much that means to you. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, this could be funny. I'm curious to see where this goes. I didn't think I honestly did not think about the opportunity for cosplays. So yeah, very cool. I did not expect that one.
So this one, your face when the waiter brings you your food, but it was actually for the table behind you. Oh,
I feel
oh my
I
gosh. I love Nacho Libre. I
Nacho
quote that movie
Libre.
all the time.
There are far too many good gifts that come from that movie. It's the grass is always greener on the other side scenario, where it's like, oh, did I want this or did I want this? And then having something else entirely different show up on your table, and you're just like, thank you. Maybe they'll figure. Maybe the kitchen staff will figure it out. But for now, this is mine. Okay, I'll send you the next one.
I don't know why. I'm always like, I'm scared. Like, what is he gonna send me?
My prompt is, "You doing okay? I saw you chop. I saw you chopping that wood with a really angry grimace."
Oh, I
Coco
don't.
Stan always wins. It's not even fair.
That's I don't know. That's the first character that popped into mind with the chopping the wood with an angry grimace. I
Mhm.
don't know. Is that from something or?
No, so I at work I had a copy of it wasn't Civil War. It was Age of Ultron, when Steve is literally chopping wood and he's processing stuff. And I was like, oh, I could probably turn that into a GIF.
Yeah, I could see that.
um, but yeah, Gurgle Stan. I get the mood. I totally get the mood.
Good. It was a mood for sure.
Right on.
All right. So I got another one for you.
Sweet.
When the party asked the barbarian to open the locked door.
I feel like this one was.
Oh,
I feel like this one was kind of a gimme.
Derek, that was so perfect. Also, I love as a gift. That's like low key creepy. That's perfect.
And it's like, it's even a bird, so like it could be an Aarakocra.
Oh, yes. Jonathan. No, I'm kidding.
Jonathan. Oh my god! Whatever they gave that woman, it wasn't enough. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like this one hits the nail on the head.
That was flawless.
This one might hit a little too close to home, so I apologize in advance.
Oh no. Oh no.
I heard they're doing another round of layoffs at the office.
Oh. This one currently at work. This is fine.
Oh my god,
I
it's
heard
so
they're doing
real.
more layoffs. Right, isn't it?
Oh, it hits so right, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh.
It's too true. It's too true. Everybody who's currently doing an office job has probably used this meme. Maybe not necessarily in this situation or in this context, but they've definitely used it at least once in some way, shape, or form.
Oh God, yes. Well, God, it's like that corporate gaslighting. Like you do kind of have to go like, okay, this is fine, and then keep doing your job, even though you know like everything's on fire and going to shit around you. Like for
Absolutely.
example, with all the layoffs.
Yes, absolutely. And it's always scary to know when they're coming. In fact, I won't say too much, but in my last office meeting, we were actually explicitly told not to talk to each other about potential layoffs at the office. And then went around like doxing, or not doxing, docking everybody's some people's hours after that. Yeah. So like, maybe I say this not to like shade my company, but to give people who are currently likely going through the same thing like some form of solace. It's not just you. So take whatever form of comfort that might give you. It might. I hope it gives you some form of comfort. That's why
Exactly.
I say it.
Please laugh at these gifts with us.
Laugh, damn you, laugh.
All right, I got another one for you.
Awesome, hit me. I'm
This
excited.
because we're both gamers here. You cannot fast travel when there are enemies nearby. Oh no, Ted Lasso just like, what's going
Yeah,
on? Where are
yeah.
they?
It's when you get that notification and you don't see the enemies that your anxiety just goes
Oh my god, that's the
and you
truth.
start looking around.
And it's always
Um,
something odd. Like there's an enemy that's like clipped on the other side of the mountain or something that cannot reach you, but will prevent you from traveling anyway.
right, right. So, and you're just like, wait a minute, where are you? I want to fight you. I want to fast travel so I can get to my home base faster, but you're telling me I can't. Also, if you haven't seen Ted Lasso, again another show rife with gift material.
Oh, Ted, I love Ted Lasso. So I didn't think that I would love Ted Lasso because obviously it's about sports and I don't know anything about sports ball. But the truth is that it's just so much more than that as a show. It's funny,
Yes.
it's heartfelt, and they have a variety of very well written characters.
And some great just overall performances. None the least of which, God, you know what? I'm not even going to name names because I will be. That could be a whole episode we could talk about later. Uh, okay. What do I have here? I have. Okay. So this one has the context of. Let's imagine that this is me doing this. Says a spoiler to your favorite TV show you were just about to start.
Oh, oh no. Oh no. That's me just rage about to Dracarys light you on fire. No, I'm
Totally
kidding.
fair. No, well earned. Well earned. Because uh, I personally detest spoilers. Like
Mm,
I I have that memory where if I hear about it, it will follow me into the theater or when I start the show. It's be like, oh, that's right, blank is supposed to happen because Jeff was talking about it in the kitchen or whatever. Um, so I would earn the burn.
So for me, I kind of land a little bit closer to the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to spoilers.
Mm,
Like for me, media is usually more about the journey than the destination. Like I can
okay.
know what the outcome is or what the twist is, and in some cases actually enjoy the media more knowing that. But I also understand that not everybody is like that. I do try to be aware of like, okay, if this is a show that you're going to watch, I'm not
Mm.
gonna, jump out and tell you everything that happens in it.
I do genuinely wish I had that mindset, but like it just I don't know, it just kind of haunts my experience until the moment happens or doesn't happen.
Hmm.
It is what it is. Um, yeah, color me jealous.
All right, I have two more for you. So
Oh,
so
right
we've
on.
got this one, a new type of Pokemon that no one asked for.
Okay, I've never seen this GIF before, but this would totally be my response.
Ooh,
Like
that's funny.
no words, none, no notes. This little girl, man, she got it. She got it.
That's funny.
Okay. I also have two more for you. The prompt is I may have just fist fought Jesus.
Oh, I may have just had a fist fight with Jesus. I like that it's a question too. Like we don't actually, okay.
It's still up in the air. It's still debatable.
I don't
Oh
know.
man.
I feel like his face, like he kind of looks like he just got into a fist fight with somebody, but also confused about it. So
Yes.
that's where I'm at with it.
Again, extra points for John C. Riley. God. Accurate. Perfect. No notes.
All right, this is my last one for you. I
Okay.
figured for this last one, it can be maybe something nice, I guess.
Okay.
That feeling when you get a full night's sleep. It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Just a full night's uninterrupted sleep. Forget about it. It, as an adult, I feel like we don't get this feeling as much anymore. I feel
No,
like
that's the truth.
somewhere along the line we get riddled with anxiety or uh, trips to the bathroom that aren't necessary. But
Oh, that's the
yeah,
case with me. I
yeah,
I don't think I can hold it in for an entire night's sleep anymore.
yeah. I don't know what happened, but here we are. Um, yeah. Who gave me second puberty and didn't tell me about it?
Oh no.
All right. Here's my last one. Again, under the mindset that we are both gamers.
Okay.
I just rolled 42 nat ones last night.
Oh no. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Just the pure betrayal by your dice.
I have a few ideas. I'm trying to see if I can
Okay.
find find something here. You know what? I'm just gonna go with this one. This would be my face rolling that 40-second natural one of the night.
Oh, yes. It is sheer pain.
Sheer pain.
Why has he got an apple on his head, though?
I don't know.
But yeah, no. I mean, I feel like we've all been there at some point. Anybody who's ever played any sort of tabletop, but yeah, no, I was like that
Oh
face
my God,
totally
that was
nails that
me.
feeling.
In Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, there's
Mm.
this like hallway where you have to fight these demons that are not particularly strong, but basically physical damage does like nothing to them. And I wasn't realizing that on my first like playthrough of this hallway. And I was getting absolutely fucked on by these mooks. It was awful.
What's a mook?
A mook is like a low level minion.
Oh, I've never heard that term before.
There you go.
Yeah, you learn something new every day. I think we both win. I don't think there's really going to be a winner or a loser in this particular situation. We both made each other laugh.
That's a win.
Yeah, I hope that the audience had a good time with it. I know I certainly had a good time with it. Let's go ahead and sign off. Pretty Guardian, as always, this was a great time. Looking forward to doing more with you.
Thank you so much for playing with me and sharing all those fantastic prompts. I love how personal you made them with like the Sailor Moon and the layoffs and stuff. That was really good.
Awesome. I'm glad to have kept you on your toes in terms of responding. If you guys liked the discussion or the memes, let us know in the comments. It really helps out the algorithm and it gets us out there. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. This has been Pretty Nerdy. I am Derek, aka the one who nerds, signing off. And be sure to take care of yourselves out there, everybody.
We'll see you in the next one.
Okay.